our most popular driver, and I'm thinking he's starting to not be as popular, is Chase Elliott. When I do these trackside lives at the track, I would always use Chase Elliott to get the fans cheering.
Yeah.
And now they boo. And I'm like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? And this happened to me like at Bristol. And I said, what's going on here? So it is my opinion, and I'm asking you this because I follow you. Why can't we get some of our most popular drivers to do more to push the sport? Are they afraid? What is their deal?
I feel like you're trying to get me in trouble, Kenny, because Chase Elliott Nation is going to jump down my throat when they watch this.
Okay, so let's not talk about Chase.
No, it's okay. Okay. I've gotten myself in trouble with him and his team last year, and I just kind of went down this road on the show the other day, and I heard about it from fans. Like, Chase Elliott fans are loyal, they're diehard, but I know I'm tough on Chase.
Yeah.
But I have high expectations of Chase.
Yeah.
Because I know where Chase Elliott can take us. And I feel like there's a responsibility on all of us to do our part. Now, he may feel like, maybe where the disconnect is, he feels like he is doing his part. He feels like he attends all the sponsor things and he does all the at-track things. And then he wants to go home and, kind of live inside his private world. And that's kind of sacred to him. I remember your reality show. You're like in the shower, you're in the bed. We all saw, like, you're Kenny, like, you're comfortable with that. I'm not asking anyone to do anything that they're not comfortable doing. But the Netflix special, I think, is another example of something that can really help take us to this next stratosphere of where we're wanting to go. And he wasn't a part of it last year because he didn't make the playoffs. He's a part of it this year. I don't know if the Hendrick guys, I don't know if he wants to do it. And my whole thing is like, you are taking a whole lot, right? You have the championships and the wins and the money and the jet and the lifestyle and the airplane, the whole thing. I'm taking from this sport. I'm trying to give back. I'm not saying he's not, but I feel like if you're a star, if you're a face, you've got to give a lot so we can all grow. We can all continue to grow. So Chase can have a long career. His kids can have a long career. If we all want this to be around, then I think we all need to do our part to get to the next level. And I don't know if other guys have passed him by because they've been winning more races, and that's why you're hearing a different reaction than you did at the track. But he's also kind of quiet. He's shy. He's insular. He keeps to himself. He doesn't feel the need to do a podcast or to showboat. I don't think Hendrick really wants their guys to be out there controversial and doing podcasts and stuff. So if, like, you know how they say if you're out of sight, you're out of mind?
Yeah.
You really hear from him a lot, and he's not winning races a lot.
Yeah.
So he's just like, other guys have taken some of his spotlight. The Kyle Larsons and the Denny Hamlins, the guys that want to be vocal. I think Ryan Blaney's done a great job as champion. Joey Logano puts himself out there on Sirius XM all the time. Corey LaJoie, I would argue, like, yeah, maybe he's not running as competitively, but like, he takes a large part of that spotlight because he's opinionated and he has stuff to say and he puts himself out there. And if you ask him why he does it, he's like, because I love this sport and I want to help grow it. And I feel like Chase just doesn't go after those opportunities the way a lot of other guys do. And I actually think Chase is smart. I think he's very intelligent. I like.
You fly an airplane, you have to be smart.
He's so smart. And when you ask him something, he actually gives you an amazing answer. My thing is, like, then I want to hear more. And I just don't know that he really has that much more he wants to give. So I think that's where he and I, and it's never personal. He wants to live his life differently than I do. That's human nature, right? I'm not being personal, but that's kind of where I fall. I wish we heard and saw more than we do.
Yeah. And I want to add, first of all, that was brilliant. Thank you. I want to add from my perspective that I like what you said, loving the sport so much. His dad had a really tough time, with the media. Didn't want nobody to know what he was. Bill, all shucks. And it would be awesome, when you look at Travis Kelce, how he can win back-to-back Super Bowl championships, date Taylor Swift, kick some ass. Tom Brady wins 6-7 Super Bowls, kick some ass. I just don't buy into that deal where if you're going to be a race car driver, you can't talk to anybody. You got to be serious. I think it's all Jeff Gordon. Jeff is a good friend of mine, and I've called him out. I said, Jeff, you got to let these guys breathe. Just because you were that way, Jeff did more for the sport than he's letting any of his drivers do. There, I said it. I think,
when you say that, what does Jeff say?
He just like, Kenny, it's not time. Like I said, hey, Jeff, come on my show. And it ain't about my show. Here, let me give you an example. William Byron wins the Daytona 500, right? And William comes on my show, and it's awesome. I love William Byron. I interview him. We talk. Daytona 500 champion. And Taylor Cool, who runs dirt up here in Iowa, has kicked his ass in ratings on Kenny Conversation. Anybody has done better than William Byron in numbers, and that ain't right. I'm defending William Byron. I mean, I got guys that run 20th every week that are way more well known than William Byron. That is an issue, and my point is we got to make the sport bigger, and we need the drivers' help.
We need personalities, and maybe you tell me if I'm wrong, because this was your world, not mine. But
come on,
Bill could get away with it a little bit in his day. If you said he didn't really want, that was at the height of the sport. He could kind of be off to the side, and no one really cared too much because you had so many other big personalities. Like you had the Dales and the Jeffs and the Rusties and the Kennys and the DWs, and there were so many larger than life personalities that if you had one kind of quiet, aw shucks guy, and some people really loved him for that. Yeah. The difference now, we don't have, and the Tony Stewarts, and, we don't have those guys. And like, if you had Tony on in his heyday after the 500, it would have exploded because people loved to hear what Tony had to say because you never knew what he was going to say. The Hendrick guys are not like that. And I agree with you. I think it's by design. I don't think they really want them ruffling feathers. And I think Jeff has said this publicly. They want their drivers to do their talking on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, Lewis Hamilton is the greatest Formula One driver. That guy wears jewelry, flies around in gold planes, and does a lot of talking. So I don't agree with Jeff, even though he's way better than me. I would say this too. We had a Kenny conversation with Ben Kennedy, who owns a NASCAR. And I said, Ben, what was the fall of NASCAR? He said, 08, the economy. But the biggest problem, the reason we've fallen so much is we've lost all our superstars.
Yeah.
And I've asked Charlie to put that clip out today.
Yeah. We need, and I think Chase is one of our stars, right?
Yes. Yeah. So we're bragging on him.
Yeah.
Please, Chase.
Yeah. Come on. And I think a lot of people, I don't know if you felt this way, and people say, well, Jimmy Johnson was vanilla. He didn't maximize his star power. But I mean, Tom Brady in his heyday, he wasn't, he was very by the book. Now, you had to see him a lot. He spoke all the time, and he was dating a supermodel, and there were pictures, and he lived this great lifestyle, and he's in New York, and he's doing all these things. Like, he personified, that image, and people loved him or loved to hate him. But yeah, we need those guys. Like, we need those big names. We need these and I think we have them. I think we need more of them.
Yes.
I think we need more of them. And I'm not asking anybody to be what they're not. But Denny Hamlin is doing as much for our sport. I know that he's outspoken and sometimes he ruffles feathers, and NASCAR probably is like,
They should pay Denny Hamlin extra money because he's saving the sport.
But he's doing a lot. He's drawing a lot of eyeballs, and especially like I would love for Kyle Busch to do that. But right now, unfortunately, Kyle Busch isn't winning races. Yeah, so you don't have him on TV as much, and you're not. And he's also like calming down a little bit. I don't know if you catch that too.
Oh, yeah, like a lot.
RCR like calmed him. I don't know what it is. I have a theory, but yeah, like we're missing some of that rowdy fire. Like we need more, not less.
Yeah. Well, listen, I know for a fact Charlie is going to clip this last segment, so be ready. Before your full hour show comes out.
All right, I'll shut my Twitter down for 48 hours.
No, because I'm right here with you, sister. And I'm going to say this and then you comment. You and I want the sport in a better place because the grandstands are empty, the ratings aren't as good, and yet we got a great product. And I feel like we need a little boost. We need better characters. Why is Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs, who, I mean, look at that dynamic, would you? I mean, Taylor Swift, come on. Other sports have got these dynamics, and we're missing a little bit of that right now.
But the one thing I will say though, Kenny, and Robbie and I have commented on this driving into the tracks, even last year and this year, for the first time in a long time, we're in traffic. And we don't complain if there's traffic on race day morning and we get in, that means like there's a lot of people coming. So we have to leave the hotel early. It's been like last year and this year we've noticed
we're getting there.
We're getting there. I'm not saying the stands are empty. I'm not going to say that because they're not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, and I'm not blowing smoke. I would tell you, we all lived through the era that Ben's talking about.
Yeah, it was brutal.
We thank God we are not there anymore. I think we're really on the way up.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, we're gonna end it right there, everybody. And I agree with Danielle Trotta. NASCAR's on the way up. And why? Because we go to the racetracks. I do Trackside Live at about 11 NASCAR tracks. I see the crowds. Danielle, you live down there. You're going to see them all at Bristol, Charlotte, Wilkesboro. So listen, you are somebody.